As your favorite personal pharmacist here, Dorothy Dadebo. Watch me on YouTube too, Dorothy Dadebo. So today we are taking it to the streets. As you can see, we'll be asking some people a few health questions to have your opinions on stuff. So please stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe. Here,
I'm Veronix.
Jasmine.
Okay, so we're asking them a few questions. So, first of all, do you think the COVID vaccine is important?
I don't think it's more important.
Why do you say so?
Oh, just because I haven't heard, like I have a friend. I haven't heard my friend telling me that he or she's family, they have someone who is suffering from corona. It's not real. So I don't believe like the vaccine is more important. It's not.
So you also think it's not real?
Okay, for me, it depends. It's kind of important and it's kind of not important. Yeah, because you see, we are all not so sure whether it's really true or it's not true. So if it's really true that it's there, then it's important to be vaccinated to maybe prevent ourselves from, getting affected. But if it's not true, then I don't think it's important.
Have you heard of people, like you see in the news that people are dying from COVID, or you think it's all a lie?
Yeah, for me, I can say it's a lie because let's assume for the outside people, when someone is there through COVID, you see them burying the person. But for Ghana here, you just heard like so and so is there suffering from COVID and he died through it, but you will not see anything like them going to bury it. But you just heard them so I'm burying or any say. But me, I don't think COVID is real. It's not.
Okay, so because you haven't heard or seen anyone being buried from COVID, you think it's not real? But it's real, though.
Oh, for where? Because
it's very real.
I have friends. I haven't heard my friend telling me that maybe he had a friend who is suffering from COVID. No, I simply heard it, but for me, I don't think it's real.
Okay, and I'd like to ask you, do you think that it's important to use a condom when having sex with your partner? Someone you are with all the time?
Yeah, I sometimes think preventing yourself is better, is the best way, because maybe you think he's dating you alone, and especially we that are doing distance relationship, you have to know that maybe since you are not there, he may sometimes feel for sex and you go out. So preventing is better than cure. I think we have to prevent ourselves.
Okay. So then, what if he tells you that he's not going out? Would you still use a condom?
If it depends, maybe when there is trust. When there is trust, but since there is no trust, he must still use it.
Oh, for me, abstinence is the best. Yeah, to me, I'm not going to try it. No, I won't do that. So I don't think I really need condom. When we are married, there's no need for that. And that's what I believe in. Yeah.
So, but you know that even if there's stress, you can still get like an STI, not necessarily because you went to sleep with someone else, but sometimes between you yourselves, you can pass on infections and stuff from each other. So, it's very important to have use a condom, especially when you're not married.
Oh, okay.
Who do you think a pharmacist is?
Oh, pharmacist. Okay, maybe to me, my understanding or so far, what I think a pharmacist is, I'm saying, is it somebody who makes medicine or somebody who gives medicine out? Yeah, it's in that range for me.
It's someone who prescribes medicine. Yeah.
Okay, you think pharmacists are important here in Ghana?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Because sometimes when you are sick and you don't have the money to go to the hospital, you sometimes rush to the pharmacy, nearby pharmacy, for them to, maybe sometimes they can even ask you what's wrong and you explain, and they can get a solution for your problem. So, yeah.
Okay, they are important because even sometimes, when you go to the hospital and then the doctor prescribes, maybe you need this medicine, you still have to go to the pharmacist to get them, most of them. So I think they're important. They are important. They're really important.
Thank you so much. So I'm here with
David Kwam.
Okay, David Kwam, very nice name. And I'm going to ask him a few questions. So, David, do you think there's a difference between a drugstore and then a pharmacy?
Generally, I don't think, but it will probably have to do with where and how it is used. I don't really know much about it, but then generally, I don't think there is a big difference.
Okay, sorry, what do you mean by where and how it is used?
So I've normally noticed people use the term like the drugstore for small shops or stores you'd find in town, in an alley or somewhere where people sell, drugs or medicine. But then the pharmacy is normally used for places that normally seems to have like certifications and actual professionals working in there. That's one difference I've noticed in there. But then basically I do know they serve the same function.
That's actually true. That's actually correct. I'm a pharmacist myself, and the difference is that the drugstore sells only over-the-counter medications. Now, these are medications that you don't need a prescription or you don't need a pharmacist to give it to you. So that's why you have the alley thing vibe about it, yes. But then the pharmacy is more the respecter. You see a pharmacist with a lab coat in there because they're allowed to sell other forms of drugs, not just over-the-counter medications like prescription medications. Dangerous drugs like caffeine, codeine, all the opioids. You get it. So you're actually right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Made a new friend, and her name is
Mohammed Faiza.
Mohammed Faiza. Sounds like a footballer's name. Do you play football? No. Okay, so Mohammed, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Okay. So, do you think it's important to take the COVID vaccine?
Yes, please.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Have you taken yours?
Not yet.
So then why are you saying it's important? If it is, why haven't you taken yours?
I don't have the ID, and I learned you have to take the ID along before you can get vaccinated.
Oh, you need any national ID, so voter's ID.
I don't have the ID because I misplaced mine just yesterday, and then the Ghana card too. I've not yet done my own yet.
Oh, okay. So then, if you do that, you'll be able to take the vaccine.
Yes.
So when would you do that?
I think maybe next week. Yeah.
Okay. So, are you a student?
No.
No. Okay.
I completed SS last 2 years. That was 2020.
And are you aware that nowadays girls as young as 12, 13 are having unprotected sex?
Yeah.
Yes. And so, would you advise or advocate that we should be sharing condoms in schools and all those things at that young age?
No. For in school, I don't think you should share condoms in school.
Why?
If you share the condoms in school, I think they'll be having the sex every day.
But then they're having it every day anyways.
Yeah. But in school, I don't think it's advisable for you to share condoms in school.
Right. Okay. So for older people that are having unprotected sex, would you advise them to use a condom before with their partners?
Yeah, some of them. If only they are married, you don't need to give them the condoms and all those kind of things. But if they are not married, it's advisable to give to them.
Why, please?
To prevent them from getting STDs and all those stuffs.
And also prevent pregnancies.
Yes.
And then my last question, who do you think a pharmacist is?
A pharmacist, it's someone who sells drugs. Yeah, that's what I know.
So then do you think they're important here in Ghana? I mean, compared to nurses, doctors, or the other health people?
Yeah, they are all important. Yes.
There's this trend that pharmacists are now glorified sales personnel. Do you think it's true?
I don't think so.
You think they're more important?
Yeah, they are important because if the nurse is not around, I think the pharmacist can also assist you to get some drugs.
So then, actually, the main function of a pharmacist is to not just sell drugs, but make drugs. We also make drugs ourselves, and then we also give you advice. So yeah, the experts when it comes to drugs, how to use it, how safe it is, everything about drugs is the pharmacist. Okay, so the next time you need any information about drugs, who would you go to?
I'll go to the pharmacist.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Now we have here
Lloyd.
Hi, Lloyd. And I'm going to ask him a few questions. So, Lloyd, tell me, do you think pharmacists are relevant in Ghana?
Yeah, they are.
Why do you say so?
They give like quick health services to like people who can like really afford to go to the hospital like at a moment. So but they're there to like help like in the moment. Let's just say that. Yeah.
But you know, there's this rumor around saying that pharmacists are just glorified sales people. What do you think about that?
In a way they are, but in a way too, they're like, they can be compared to doctors in a way, because as I said earlier, they give quick health responses to people who don't really like have the means to get like pay hospital bills and everything. So like I can give like maybe go to a pharmacy to like get a quick malaria test instead of going to the hospital to like form a long queue and pay for like those admissions things and whatever it is.
So you think the pharmacy gives like quick responses, like prompt responses compared to like the long queues? Okay. But then you also said in a way they are glorified sales personnel. Why do you say that?
They, even though they're like good in a way, they still do the same things as you go to a normal drugstore, provide medicines, or you go there, I want this medicine, they'll get it to you, anything like that type of thing.
Okay, so just to like shed more light on that. So usually anytime like someone goes to a pharmacy and they ask the pharmacist for something, there are lots of things going in their heads. In my head, I'm a pharmacist, so usually what we have when you tell us you want something, I'm thinking of 1,001 reasons why you're having this symptom, right? And for me to actually pick out, okay, narrow it down to I think this is what is wrong with you, and actually give you medication that works. So it's a lot of biology, physiology going on, chemistry going on, but then because sometimes we do it so quick, sometimes when you do it on the job for a very long time, you get to know symptoms very easily, so you can pinpoint malaria. Sometimes just by the person, looking at the person, you know that, oh, this person has malaria. Of course, you've been on the job for a very long time. Yeah. So anyways, so then the next question, this is at a drugstore. Do you think there's a difference between a drugstore and then a pharmacy?
Yeah, a drugstore is like a place where you just go to get a drug quickly and get out of there. But then with a pharmacy, if you go, you have to, like, you're going to be asked questions like, what's wrong with you? When did this start happening? When did that start happening? Before you actually get a dose. But then with a drugstore, they just, oh, I want this. You get this. You don't even get a dose. You just get the medicine. You're out of there. So. Okay,
so that's actually true. But then to further explain, so the drugstores are like, they are licensed shops actually, but then they're only allowed to sell like a certain kind of drugs. It's like over-the-counter drugs. So these are drugs you do not need a prescription to buy. Okay, so like cold remedies, cough remedies, headaches, painkillers. So that's probably why when you get there, they just assume that, oh, you know how to take it, to take and go, you know. But then with the pharmacy, like you said, there's a pharmacist there. So there are going to be certain drugs that you not get in the drugstore.
Or you get in the pharmacy.
So you're actually pretty right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
What's your name?
I'm Lillian.
Lillian, that's a nice name. So I'm also Dorothy. My name is also nice. So then I'd like to ask you a few questions. Have you taken your vaccine?
No, not yet.
Okay, why haven't you taken them?
Oh, okay. When this vaccine thing came up, I had that mindset that it wasn't good and blah blah. It had if you take it, you might suffer other health. Yeah, maybe they said a headache and a lot of stuff. So I decided not to take it. But later on, I think we have to take it. It's a good thing, so we have to take it. I've not taken it yet because I've been busy of late. So that's why I've not taken it.
So when you are ready to take your vaccine, you just need an ID, any national ID. Go to any vaccine center and then they'll give you a shot.
Okay.
So it's 2 injections for now and then a booster later. Okay, so 2 injections, first shot, the second shot, and then a booster 6 months after your second shot. Okay, so then I'd like to ask you, do you think there's a difference between a pharmacy and a drugstore?
Well, that's an interesting question. Actually, I don't know, maybe probably there'll be a difference, but I don't know.
But have you seen that in town, there are certain places they've written pharmacy? How do they look like?
Oh, okay. Mostly the pharmacist looks big than the drugstore. The drugstores are just some small shops, but I don't know if there's really a difference. Yeah.
So the main difference is that the pharmacies are allowed to sell not just over the counter. And over the counter meaning a drug you don't need a prescription to buy, like a cough medicine, a painkiller, something for flu, all those things. But then pharmacies are also allowed to sell other medications like prescriptions, antibiotics, some dangerous drugs like codeine and all those things. Those things you can't sell in a drugstore. So the drugstore is what we call like the typical chemical shop. Chemical shop, that's like a drugstore. So they're only allowed to sell over the counter. So that's the cough syrups, the painkillers, the cold medications, those basic things you do not need a prescription for. Okay, so that's the main difference between a pharmacy and a drugstore.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having. So we are here again with
Ishmael
and
Randy.
Okay, so Ishmael and Randy, I'm going to ask you just a few questions. So first of all, do you think it's important to take the COVID vaccine?
Sure, I think it's important.
And you?
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah. Because you see, there are a lot of people around this place, and even let me say it this way: if for instance we are here, and if you have the COVID, how will I know? So I think it's important for us to take that vaccine.
But have you taken yours?
No. I have taken it. I have taken it. Yes, all the two doses.
That's great. But Randy, what have you taken yours?
I'm a student now, and I don't have time. So when I get time, yeah.
He hasn't gotten the opportunity to take it. Hey, you're defending your friend. But Randy, promising you take the vaccine. Okay. So also I want to ask you, Valsa is coming up, and a lot of people are doing a lot of jawli. It's called having fun, and then reckless sex and everything. So what would be your advice to them?
Wear a condom if you're not ready to give birth. I think that's all.
So is it just a giving birth aspect?
If you're not ready to give birth, wear your condom.
Okay. So Randy, do you also think it's important to use a condom?
Yeah.
Even with the girlfriend you've been for 10 years?
Oh, yeah. You being not ready to give birth.
Okay. But then,
definitely, you might know it will be hard for you to pull out. So you just wear a condom.
Okay. So you don't want to raw?
I want it raw, but I'm not ready. So I need to wear the condom.
So it's for you. They're not having a baby is more important than their pleasures, right?
It is. If you know what you want in life, it is.
Yeah.
You have to have family planning before using this one.
Okay.
So otherwise you need to follow your menstrual cycle.
Right. Okay, but another thing that's also very important and what condoms do is that they help prevent sexually transmitted infections like the gonorrhea, the chlamydia, the herpes. So it's also very, very important to wear a condom, whether you want to have a baby or not, right?
Yes. The pleasures that they are there, but you should know what you want. If you are not ready for anything and then go and do it raw and then get pregnant, it goes against you. Yes. So I think it's good to use the condom. Yeah.
So, okay. Thank you very much, guys. Two new friends, and they are
Bismarck
and
Annie.
Annie. Oh, that's a nice name. Annie. My name is Dorothy. Since you're all giving out names, so Bismarck, do you think it's important to take the COVID vaccine?
Yeah, it's very important. For instance, for me, like this, I've taken mine, but actually, after taking the vaccine, I didn't really feel very well. I think it took me like 3 days to feel normal. It was very difficult for me, but now I'm okay. At least I can go about my normal daily activities. But with my friends, they are saying a whole lot about the vaccine, saying that because it's coming from the whites and stuff, they think it's not good for us, the blacks, because they were being wicked to us some time ago, so they don't know why they should take something from a white which is free, because in Ghana everything free is not good. So but for me, they have taken mine because I know if I don't take the vaccine now, maybe some way somehow one day it's going to affect me somewhere. Maybe I need the vaccine to go outside or something like that, or maybe go for a public program or something. They may prevent me. So
yeah, that's true. Well, before you can travel to certain countries, you have to be fully vaccinated first. Yeah. Yes. And Actually, the COVID vaccines are not free. We're actually paying for them. Yeah. So then they're not giving it to us for free. So you tell your friends that, okay. And Annie, have you taken yours? Annie, from the lab? No, you haven't.
Oh, I haven't yet, but I would.
Why? Why haven't you taken it? Annie, are you sure?
I'll take it.
Please take it before now you have to pay. Just like the national Ghana card, it was free, and now you have to pay for it. Okay, but then every medication has a side effect. Yeah. Okay, it comes with medications. Please come. It comes with the medication that you are taking. Every medication, even normal paracetamol, even though it's just normal paracetamol, it has side effects. So the next time, you can tell your friends that next time they're going to take the COVID vaccine, they should make sure they eat very well, like some bankubi or some fufubi. And just after they take the vaccine, they should take some paracetamol. Okay, 1 gram of paracetamol. If they're not sure how to take the paracetamol, you should talk to any pharmacist to show them how to take the paracetamol. And you wouldn't have severe side effects like you would if you didn't take anything. Okay, so just tell your friends that. And then secondly, you know that Val's Day is coming up. People are going to Jabule, people are going to Bamba. So what would you tell people out there?
Oh, what I would say is that they should take off themselves very well, and they should not, because it's Val's Day, they should be doing other unnecessary stuff. Now,
like.
Oh, you see, like Val's Day, like this, people, males like this, they start ending up going about with females. You see, some guys have lots of girls around them, and they end up sleeping with other girls everywhere, and which is bad. You might not know the kind of girl you're going to have that kind of sex or anything with, which may affect you later. So I would say that even if they are going to do it, the protection is there, but still cry, still not safe. It's not good to be doing that. Yeah, as a human being, there are some things you have to take them out of your life. So they should just take it.
This Mark is giving boys good advice. He's saying that all the neke nibis and kitty and the kata people are doing, it no need. So you should have what? Safe sex. If you're going to do it, you need to use a condom, right? Yeah. Annie?
For me, Val's Day is just like any normal day, and it has even fallen on a Monday, and you know, boys then betting then things. Oh yeah, the sports and the bets, no. So it's likely it will just be like any normal day. But
sure.
We all know, say you must not nash as a lady, you know. So we have to bumper.
Why you bumper? Please, if you are bumpering, please make sure you use a condom.
Oh, I would.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you guys so much. Have a nice day. So it's been mad fun with people on the streets today. We asked them so many questions about the COVID vaccine, about unprotected sex, about who a pharmacist is, and the difference between a pharmacy and then a drugstore. And boy, do they have opinions. It just goes to show that people are actually very knowledgeable about what is going on in the country generally, and people do have opinions. So the best way to do anything in the country in terms of health is to go to the grassroots, talk to the people themselves. And it's been so fun, so fun and humbling. But boy, has it been hard. But thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed up until now, like, what are you waiting for? Please click on that bell, hit the notification button, so that next time I go live, you'll be known, or you'll be told I'm live. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.